Good morning, TC. What's up?
Good morning.
Shout out to Bitcoin Blues Brother, the Triple B, for reminding us about this AI song that he made about wieners. That's just, I've had it on infinite repeat for the last 10 minutes, and it should make me angry. Like, I'm a musician. Pop music generally makes me want to fucking throw up out of my nose. But this is just catchy as hell. So I figured I'd load that up in here for this morning. AI music is going to do amazing things. It's absolutely completely bananas. So, title of the show today, we had it all wrong. LaunchBAGZ is never going to be the same. We're gonna get into it. We got some really, quality feedback from Adrian about his, first drop with the Fed, which of course, TC owns half of. Probably not anymore, but did for a second, which I think is really awesome. Am I easily amused? Again, yes. So yeah, he had some suggestions. We're going to get into those things. A lot of it surrounds the way that kind of our revenue model or what have you. I'm excited to get into that stuff. So basically,
Yes.
figuring out how to, again, it goes to what we've been saying before, right? I think our guiding principles being maximum freedom and the absolute bare minimum friction, right? Like, how do we apply both of those things so that we can make a platform that is really valuable for people, and frankly, so that we make enough money that we feel like continuing to bother.
Absolutely, and
Right.
but I think there's something very important that we didn't accounted for when we started, and it's that it's one thing when we are really involved in the process of launching a token, and it's a different thing when people are using the self-service platform and we are not involved at all. So I think it makes sense to have different rules for those two different scenarios.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. So that was basically Adrian's feedback. Is that there might be a token that wants to come in and doing the sort of the smaller launch or what have you, or just wants to fire and forget a meme coin, because I think it's going to happen. And frankly, I think it should happen. The way that we've been doing it, just to kind of give everybody sort of a basic idea of what's been going on. So when you launch a token on LaunchBAGZ right now, it's 7% goes to the team, right? 2% of that is actually going to go back out to the community, and 5% stays with the Nefty team and I. And then if you do a transaction fee, there's a 0.5% per transaction fee that comes to LaunchBAGZ.
Corey, wait there.
Yep.
I think people are kind of complaining about our background music. Seems like it is too loud.
I turned it down.
Oh, you already turned it down?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, TC, if it's still too loud, that'd be it sounds really low for us right now, but if it's still too loud, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, wiener in the background was definitely the point, but if it's too loud, let me know and I'll turn it down. I'll just turn it down more now.
No elevator. Come on, man. That's the winner song, not elevator music.
It's freaking amazing. Now, is it as amazing as this?
I'm a hot dog. I'm a hot dog.
It is not.
Yeah, should be off while talking. Maybe that's right.
All right, I can turn it off.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Boop. All right, cool. We had the music on the last 4 shows and it was fine. But this is the first time I used an outside clip, so maybe there's different volume on it or something. Are you in an elevator? Yes, we're in an elevator where they're singing songs about freaking wieners on the Wax blockchain. I kind of want to be in that elevator. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
That would be awesome. Anyway, thank you guys for letting us know about
Should
that.
be an elevator to pump tokens.
What's that?
An elevator to pump tokens. So it's
Agreed.
pumping.
Yeah, where were we indeed? What's happening? I'm gonna drink some more coffee. That's what's happening.
Yeah, maybe we should switch to wine or beer. It's Friday. Why not? Well, it's a bit too early for you, but okay.
Honestly, today's the kind of day. If I didn't have to basically get ready and drive an hour and a half to go to a gig tonight, I would be in. Very in. It's the kind of day where doing a show with a bottle of wine sounds about right. However, Yeah, the fiat mines await.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that we should do that one of these days. We should just do it anyway for the hell of it, just for fun, because it is wine 30 in Spain, and I don't care. So that'll be fun. Well, and Adrian
Yeah.
kept he keeps threatening on coming on the show and launching a token with with a
With a
bottle
bottle
of
of
wine,
wine.
which would be
With
a
3
lot of fun.
bottles of wine, because
I
it's
mean,
one
one
for
for
each one of
each.
us. So
Exactly.
yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah,
Sign
yeah,
me up.
yeah.
That sounds like a good time right there. So, okay. So, I mean, this sort of, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, the way it's been happening, again, if you're part of the first 10 where we're like, actively helping, we're doing this matching, $500 for the initial liquidity. You put in $500, we put in
Yes.
$500. And that's for the first 10 where we're sort of actively involved in those launches. On top of that, 7% is going to come to the team. Again, we've got like 2% that's planned to be sent out to the rest of the community over time.
Yeah.
And if you have a transaction fee, there's a 0.5% transaction tax that comes to LaunchBAGZ. So that's kind of been our revenue model so far. Adrian had some feedback. Basically just the way some projects tokenomics, might work. That might really impact it in a negative way. And so, of course, when somebody like Adrian talks, I personally listen. I've known him for a really, really long time. He knows what the frick he's talking about, and has always been super, super, super helpful. He's a friend of mine, right? So like, it's like a trusted.
Yeah.
Source. So
yeah, and not only he's helpful, I truly believe he wants us to succeed, and
Exactly.
whatever comment he's making on what we are doing, it's because he wants to see the platform grow, and he wants it to go in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%. It's like a credible source, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. And again, like we, I think Juan and I both agreed, this is a startup, right? We're starting something from scratch. We're starting something from scratch with zero funding. Learning on the go is always going to be our plan. Pivoting to take some feedback and make stuff work has to be the way that we do this, because we want this to grow and to be really big, right? So anyway, his feedback was basically like, maybe drop the 7% down to something much lower, and what was he saying? So about the transaction tax.
Well, yeah, the on transfer fee, that's that's different, because what we that we were thinking with him is that it should go down. It should be 20% of the total fee. So, for example, if the fee that someone wants to define for the token is in total 1%,
right,
then our percentage should be 0.2%, and the sum of any other fees will be 0.8%. And if that goes higher, we will be increasing that. Of course, it's always 20% of the total fee, but it will be capped at 0.5%, which is the fixed value that we have right now. I think that makes sense.
I think that does make sense. That way, if people want to have a transaction fee but have it be exceedingly small, we're not taking like an outsized point of that. Yeah, no, that made a lot of sense to me.
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense, because if you want to have a 0.5% transaction fee, it should be possible.
Yeah.
And we will still get 0.1%, and there will be a 0.4% that the team can be burned or whatever.
Yeah. So that makes sense. So what are you thinking about the not trying to make a new meme with 90% transaction fee? Let's go. Maybe when we make our wine token, we could just fat finger that thing and make it completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or okay, so what if? Okay, this is dumb, but like, what if somebody made the Wednesday thing, but instead of only being able to trade it on Wednesday, the transaction fee was just 90% if you traded it any other day? That feels too much like a trap. But
yeah, that feels like a trap indeed.
People would end up like screwing up and getting the sads. Why is all my money gone? Oh my goodness, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah. But I think that makes sense. So I think that change we will implement it soon for sure.
Yeah, on the transaction.
On the transaction fee, yes.
Yeah. That makes sense to me too. So on the 7% thing, What were your thoughts on that? You kind of shared them there, but I'd like for you to kind of share them here. And
Yeah, I think that 7% and even a higher fee makes sense when we are involved in the promotion of the token. We are actively making sure that token is successful. We are actively looking for partners for liquidity, which I have something to say about that, but let's not interrupt here. But yeah, if we are really involved in the process and making sure that this token launch is successful, then I think the 7% is more than reasonable.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah,
and
but
considering how much work that we put into this stuff,
yes,
and again, like I think it, and you and I have talked about this, like the amount of attention that we can actually bring to bear on it, and the amount of time and the amount of partners or whatever. I think it sort of scales with that, right? And it's our job. Juan and I feel very strongly that it's our job to, not have 26 people watching, but 260 and then 2,600, right? Like that, that's we're in process there. Like, oh, it's not done yet. You're right. It's not fucking done yet. We're still working on it, right? So like that's like
yes.
a huge part of the process.
But and there's also one thing there, that the 7% should not be a fixed fee, because just imagine that someone comes and says, okay, Juan, Corey, I want to launch this token, and the initial liquidity for the token will be $200,000. Then I would tell you, okay, my friend, 7% sounds like maybe too much to start with.
Yeah.
Because it will be a huge market cap and so on, as compared to what we have. So I think that that we have to be flexible with that, but we should not give our work for free. There should be a fair share for what we are doing.
100%. Yeah. So I think, like, if we had two settings right now and you could sort of opt in, right?
Yeah.
And one, like the self-serve, I think you dropped it down to like sort of as a suggestion, sort of 2.5%. And this is where, again, like 1% is still set aside for promotion that we would be doing anyway, right?
Yes, to share with the community, promote the token with holders of the past tokens and so on. So I think it's important to have some kind of percentage there, so that we can ensure that the ecosystem is growing.
Yeah, and again, like that kind of lower team percentage or what have you. I mean, that's basically what we're saying there is, we're building an ecosystem, we're building a platform that's going to make launches easy for people that can't code. There's going to be an expanding and evolving rating system. There's going to be a one-stop shop for people to get all kinds of information about your token. Like, you can basically launch it without a website, because the information that you're going to have on LaunchBAGZ is frankly going to be better than most people's websites. You're going to be able to swap right there. You're going to be able to do your own farms right there, right? Like, we're baking a lot of value into this app, where that percentage to me makes a lot of sense. Like, you can go out and build all these things if you want, but the friction's really, really low if you want to come do it with us.
Yes, for sure.
All right. And then on the that sort of higher version, right? Like, we want to be involved in the in the launch, but then also you're going to get access to as much attention as we can bring to it, right? Like, we're basically setting aside a lot of time and priority for that to be, and really, like, it just makes sense. Like, we are more vested, right? And so, like, we have more incentive, frankly, to be out there and trying to get attention. And again, like, there's a tap rep coming. Like, I want to say way more about it, and I'm not allowed. But, like, that's the having the ability to integrate the projects that we're working closely with on the platform into that thing to help grow their attention base as we grow our own audience base. I think it's going to be really, really profound, right? So, like, it's going to be on us to, if you're in that sort of higher category, to bring value. And I'm very confident that we're going to be able to bring far more than enough to make that worthwhile for people.
Yeah,
but again,
for
you just want to launch a freaking, like, the Wax's Hawk Tui fire and forget, whatever. You go do it right now. Have fun.
Yeah. No, and there should be options for everybody. With Jose this morning, we were talking about having even a generic contract, because this is something that I haven't explained to anybody, because I don't want to make it more complex. But with a token contract, you can create multiple tokens. So if you wanted to create 10 tokens from the same contract, it's possible. So one thing that we were brainstorming about this morning was that maybe we should even have a generic contract there that is already deployed. And if you just want to have fun and release something, use that contract. You don't have to pay for the deployment of a new contract. That's that's somehow expensive, and maybe we can skip that space for that step for some tokens.
How so? Sorry, can you explain that to me again? So, like, you can use oh, Bucha likes it, therefore I like it. So, explain that to me again. So, like, basically, like, there's at the just explain it again. I don't think I understand it.
Let me explain it with my screen. With my screen there. Let me present here. Share screen. And I will go. Where should I go?
The Wuffy tap thing that has been on only half the time.
I think this should be it. Wait. Oh, this is it.
There we go.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So if you go here, you see I have one contract. If I go here to my token contracts, I have this contract has 2 tokens. This wait. Sorry for that. This contract has 2 tokens. This contract has only 1 token, 2 tokens. So if I come here to this contract, I have this token with a supply of 21, and I had the test version of Anon with the supply. But here I can come and I can create a 3rd token with the same contract, and I can start creating as many tokens as I want on top of that same contract.
Huh. All right.
The thing is that they will share the same contract. So so whenever you see what's the contract, in this case is LaunchBAGZ, and I go to the other token and it's the same issuer and it's same contract and so on. But for some tokens that shouldn't be a problem. For someone like Anon, they want their own name, same as winner and so on. So that's okay. You can deploy your own contract. It's more expensive. It's let's say it's a premium token, but if you really just want to have fun and launch a Savage meme token, why not reusing the same contract that
would it make sense for us
other
to have
teams are using?
I want to get to Bucha's question, but would it make sense for us to have like a few generic ones that people could pick from if they wanted to just pick something that was kind of out there already?
Yeah, maybe that's that's an idea.
Okay. The contract wallet needs many resources to manage all the tokens. How would we manage that?
Yeah, that's maybe something that you would have to pay a tiny fee or something so that we have the resources for that. But yeah, or maybe just use the as we are doing with the plugin. How much that we have, so that people has to pay their own resources when they are doing the transactions.
That always works. Making wax slightly deflationary or slightly less inflationary would be good.
Yeah, for sure.
So how much is it right now to deploy the contract? I'm sorry, I forget.
Last contract I deployed, I think it was like 350 or 400 wax, something like that.
So I mean, that's not like a ton.
No, it's not like a ton, but it's a friction for someone. I rather add that as liquidity than spending it on deploying on the contract. It's a small token.
Yeah, it's $10 though.
Corey, you know what I mean? We are on wax $10.
That's true, I guess.
$10, man.
I guess. Oh boy.
Yeah. You know, I was also thinking that we should do something like pump.fun.
Okay.
Because I also love their approach. You have you have basically what you have there is that you have buy only tokens, just like we had with Anon for the IDO. But wait. So the token is buy only until you reach a certain threshold. When you reach that threshold, whatever was collected from the buy only period
Yeah.
is added as liquidity, and the
That's a
IDO happens
great fucking
automatically.
dude. Even I wonder if you could.
That's
Okay,
how
that's
pump.fund works.
that's really interesting. That's
Yeah,
like a really fucked up fair launch kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, we should definitely try that. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, maybe we should experiment with something like that.
Right? That's a whole thing. And really, so that would basically just mean just keeping the trading off until it was time, right?
Yeah, because there's no liquidity pool, there's nothing. So trading is off. You can only
But then
buy, and suddenly you reach the threshold, and everything happens there.
it's already in liquidity there, though, right?
It's not in liquidity.
No, it would be, because if we're doing an IDO and people are just like buy because we don't have it would have to be like a fair launch thing, right?
The thing is that it gets added. The pool will be created automatically, and the
Yeah, so that's
IDO
like
happens automatically.
if it was an IDO and you can't sell, it's already going into liquidity. It triggers that you can sell now when it's time, and that liquidity will already be there because the only thing people have been able to do is put money.
Yeah, exactly. So
Hilarious.
So that's
Fuck it. Let's do that today. Let's launch Fatho. Fuck of it. Let's fucking make it happen. Oh man.
Yeah, so something like that can be really fun. So yeah, I think that we should start experimenting with different things, and it will be cool. It will be cool. But I think that the main thing and we should not lose our focus, which is adding value, making sure that there's a really great ecosystem. And I want to go back to what I was telling about the different liquidity pools that we are creating right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've noticed that some of those partner tokens are not as liquid, are not as depth in their pools as we would like, and that is really being detrimental to the tokens that to the more solid tokens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when we are providing the premium service, we should be very careful with which pools we select for the liquidity. I think it's important to have some thresholds there and some filtering for the partner pools.
Yeah, I've been I was talking to Bull Triples about that too. That makes a lot of sense, and really like I think we're also establishing potentially, well, definitely in the market right now, that you could start with too much liquidity, right? Like if you're starting at too high a level, then that IDO spike is going to be less, and it's just less fun for the degens, right?
Yes.
Which makes sense. And if we had, if we were sitting in a freaking pool of infinite capital, it would be, maybe a different story. But having that, I mean, what Adrian did, I think, was very, instructive for a lot of us. He was saying for a long time, you want to send out as much of the token as you possibly can, and it was like a joke, right? Like the liquidity was like $300, and we had to put a warning on it so that people would understand what was going on, right? But then, and Bull Triples came back again, like, have the sort of celebrated ratings that start at $200 and 500 and 1,000 and whatever, right? Like all those things, and then you can just see it, right? It's like got a bronze badge or a gold badge or like a fucking dancing elephant badge, whatever the fuck, right? Like it'll be that to me is really fun. That just means that, like, no matter where you're at, even if like somebody just drops a token as a fucking joke and it's got $100 worth of liquidity or whatever, it's like, this is the stage, but it is what it is.
That's basically the point. These are meme coins.
It should be.
All of these should be fucking jokes.
Yeah, 100%.
That's 100%.
And again, like, and you were the first one to say this, and I totally agree. Like, if a big game or if somebody else wants to come and launch, with us that's not a meme token but wants to have some kind of intense viability. As an example, like, I still want to do shards for Uplift, so that Uplift has a deflationary token in its ecosystem, right? And so that's not a meme token. That's like a very specific thing. You'd only be able to get it with having the shards, NFTs, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, right? But why is there not a Hawk to a fucking meme token on Wax yet?
Yeah, and it can still be a meme token, but with more liquidity, and that's it. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I agree. Or again, or less, right? Like you could start kind of, and again, like the maximum freedom thing, right?
Yeah,
Like those principles that we keep talking about, and I
yeah,
want to keep talking about them because I
and
think it's a good organizing sort of set for us.
and that's something I want to try, but it feels like non-natural, or it feels like it will be a bad investment. But I think that in the end, it could be better.
Go on.
Start like Adrian started with very little liquidity,
Mhm.
and then incentivize hard the liquidity so that the liquidity grows. But once the price of the token has already gone up and people has been able to get some nice bags of that token, so
I mean,
I'm
kind
not
of like what
sure
you're
how
saying,
we
right? Like
can
the
do that,
whole,
but yeah.
well, I honestly like, so if we were to brainstorm that, the way that I would think about doing that, like if we, what if you're dropping, 80% of the tokens going out there, like some like the large amount, right? But in it like a liquidity pool that's very, very low, and you basically say, okay, until the liquidity hits X, or the price hits X or whatever, like until this limit is reached, we're not doing any farms. You guys figure it out. Like, just it's not going to happen. But the second that it hits the like a sort of pre-described level, then you've got 20% of the tokens or what have you that are going out in farms, but they're going out in farms in an organized way, so that this is like a year-long project to launch, as opposed to, or like multi-year, right? Like basically just showing that it's going to be relatively constrained or something. I don't know. That might not be the
Yeah,
best idea, but that something like that, right? And then or you basically just have that, the thing you were talking about before, where basically like trading is turned off until some pre-described limit is hit. But I like, honestly, I even like the idea of even just like launching it until it's at like gold, or $1,000 liquidity, or $2,000 liquidity, or whatever, right? Once it hits that point, then the tokens that are actually sort of set aside to be doing the farms do the farms, and it's just, that could be the
yeah,
whole thing, right? It's a meme, fine, it's like whatever FAFO or fucking whatever kind of a joke meme you want to do, but having it set up where like the only thing that the team is going to do or whatever is have that liquidity. Like this is like a sort of a liquidity mining thing, just to kind of see what happens, blah blah blah, and go with God.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, fully agreed.
And again,
No,
I think this makes the argument for what Adrian was saying, and for what you were saying, I think even better, right? Like if we reduce friction down to the lowest possible bit, then more experiments can happen. And I think, especially what we've seen in Solana, like never mind where Wax is right now, like, it's fucking in the dumpster. Never mind the fact that we don't have enough people here. We know, right? We've got irons in the fire for that. And everyone else should be thinking about that too. When Wiener throws out a freaking tweet raid and like 2 people pay attention, well, that's on us, right? We need to get a lot better at promoting the projects that we're involved in, or not even promoting, just like just becoming a force online. As a community is something that like a lot of us have been good at. I think all of us could be better at it as a crew, but that's totally other topic. But that setting it up so that we can run as many experiments as humanly possible. Solana
yes,
has 600,000 tokens on it. They tried fucking everything. Some of it worked really, really well, and some of it didn't. And by some of it, I mean like 99.999% of it didn't work, right? But the stuff that worked really fucking worked. And that might be just the thing that is. And, how many times I've talked about this a billion times. This is the only area where people that don't have $250,000 liquid can, in the United States, can basically invest in startups or can play in that startup type arena, right? Like if you want to go to Silicon Valley and invest in startups, go fuck yourself, unless you have $250,000 liquid. You can't do it. I think you could take like a big test now too, but like, it's like the high bar. And the main thing is you invest in 50 to 100 projects and one of them is going to make it, right? One of them.
yeah,
And
absolutely, absolutely.
that's the way it is here too. And it's like if projects fail, it's not a fucking rug. Project fail, people fail. It happens,
Yep.
right? But then if we can set it up as a platform to give as much value as we possibly can, help them out as much as we possibly can. Like I'm really sort of consumed with creating content so that, teams that come in that want to put in the work, that want to learn from it. Like I am constantly looking at what's working, and I can, hopefully make a community of project runners that are supporting each other and figuring all that stuff out. And like, if you put in the work, there's like the highest probability that you can succeed, because we've done all that we can to help literally anybody that wants to sort of gain whatever knowledge that we can accrue. That feels pretty good. Like, I feel like we can bring a lot of value that way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that we're really building the ecosystem to add that value. Yesterday I was in a governance call from WAGZ, where it's mostly to talk about business development and how can we help to promote the chain, and I was showing them LaunchBAGZ. And one of the questions I had was, why is it better to use LaunchBAGZ versus launching your token, deploying your own contract, and my answer was very simple. It's not about technology. If you think that this is a technology problem, you're wrong. You got it wrong, because it's not a technology problem. Go and you will find an open source token contract and you can deploy it yourself. Yes. Yep. Go and create some way to do a fair launch, or skip the fair launch. Go and create a liquidity pool in Alcor, Taco, Nifty, 8x, wherever you want to do it. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly possible. But you won't have the same results you will have if you are using LaunchBAGZ. And that's the point. Our focus has to be make this more successful only because you're doing it with us, because you will have the marketing support, because you will have all of what you need to make your launch a success.
Yeah, and I mean, the attention that we build as a community, for whether it's for the show or for whatever launch, like, it becomes attention for the whole community, right? Like, when we're even on the lowest end, if we're setting aside some of the whatever token is going to go out to previous holders, that means that all of our previous holders are going to get some of even the joke token that you're launching as like a literal joke, right?
Yeah,
that's an attention accruing thing. And again, like, and I've said it a quadrillion times, and I'll keep saying it until we achieve it, however long that takes, right? Like, we need to have thousands of people here, not 40. And again, we are unspeakably grateful for the 46 people that are watching right now, and for the people that are sort of helping us build this stuff up. Without you guys, like, we probably wouldn't keep going. Right? Like, there would be no point. So, like, we know we've gotten to the point where what we're doing works enough that we should definitely keep doing it, and make sure that we build something that scales like a motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I can see some comments down there, but I need some of this in my life.
I'm a hot dog. I'm a hot dog.
I regret nothing. I showed one that before we came on live. He's like, "No, you can't do that." I'm like, "Well, now I'm gonna have to do it twice." It's so fun. Geeky found a cool Ton game that has a shooter dropping, and you can earn NFTs spending coins earned in games that sell on OpenSea for 0.02. I mean, that's pretty fucking good. Based on AI, so the NPC is AI and answers questions. Best Ton app I've found yet. I mean, that's like that AI integration thing is something that I mean, I think about a lot, just because we're going to be able to do exactly that, right? Like, that we've already got stuff that is going on with that. By the way, if you haven't, the AI Gods Discord is live now. It's pinned messages in their Telegram channel. They're still giving away the OG things. I haven't. We need to have Dennis on, because I haven't talked to him enough. Like, I need to get an update on what he's planning there, because I know he's doing a bunch of or planned at least a bunch of AI integrations. And I want to give them, like, the MetaMind stuff is just sitting there. We can deploy that, whenever as a character for AI God. Anyway, a lot of that stuff going on. Yeah, $80. Thank you. I didn't know where that was a question I had. Geek. They were 0.02 Ethereum is $80. So I guess my next question would be, like, who's buying it and why? Right? It's one thing to launch NFTs on OpenSea, but understanding who's buying them and why they're buying them is sort of important. But like a Ton app that can have NFTs involved and have tokens involved and have the experience that we've all kind of come to really appreciate only inside an app, is on our minds. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just. Yep. Okay, Juan, can you talk about whatever you feel comfortable talking about so that I know how much I can talk about?
About the app?
Yeah,
Yeah, oof, that's difficult, because
I
I
know.
don't want to anticipate a lot of the mechanics that will be in there. But basically, what we're doing is what you described. We're tying the possibility to have NFTs, to have the tokens directly, and so on. It's what happens, and one of the reasons why I don't want to talk too much yet is because there are some technical limitations that that we still have to figure out exactly how it will work. TC must have a crystal ball or something like that, because I sent you a few seconds ago, or
Did you?
yeah, in the private chat, you can find the link to the Medium post explaining everything about the real one
How
miners and so
did
on.
TC? I didn't even know that was done. I was like, my first question was like, is this a thing that exists? TC, are you
Yeah,
actually psychic, or have you hacked us? And are you looking at my computer screen right now? Nothing would surprise me less. So yeah, already the graphics for the. I mean, let's find out. I haven't seen this article yet. I'll paste it in here so everybody can
yeah,
go
yeah.
over there
The
if they
article
want to. I'll
I
show this off.
didn't include. I did not include any graphics in the article because I didn't have the time to do it. I just finished the article while we were here in the show. So,
Okay. So don't not yet.
but the links to two of the drops are already there. Uh,
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
I
Well,
will
then they
add a
have.
nice banner or something during the weekend.
Yeah, that's a good
But
idea.
the links to the minor drops and the automator drops is already there. They both will open on a Monday at half the show, at the middle of the show, and yeah, it's there.
That's good stuff. All right, yeah, let's check this out here.
Yeah, the automators are fun. I didn't want it like that, but yeah, I had to live with it. I think that I became the meme here, man. Okay, I
I
can live
mean,
with
it is
that.
called the R1, and your name is Juan. So
Yeah.
and really,
So
I mean,
yeah.
in a universe where this
I'm a hot dog. I'm a hot dog.
I just want to formally apologize right now for anyone that doesn't like that as much as I do, because it's going to happen for the rest of time until I find something funnier. All right, so I'll just run through this again right now for anybody who didn't hang out with us yesterday. Again, the link for this is in the comments. We'll pin it obviously in the LaunchBAGZ Telegram and all the fucking places. Okay, so 85% of the token is going to be mined. I mean, that's just a sexy thing right off the top. So
Yeah.
what's the total supply? Is 42 million, yes? Twice Bitcoin?
And one. 42 million
and
one.
Yeah, and one.
Yeah.
I forgot. Very specific. So 2 million is going out in season 1, plus all of the stuff that comes in from people buying miners.
Yes.
And it's still a case that you're buying the thingy thing, the automator for Wax, and you're gonna buy R1 off the market and put that in there. Is that still the plan?
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly how it will work.
Okay, first,
And yep, go ahead.
first you need Betsy. She's the boss of mining.
Yes.
Hey, could we put in a link to the right, Betsy? The drop.
Yeah, I can add that. I didn't add it because it's the base Betsy, and right now Betsy is selling only for Nifty. But
Yeah.
as I stated in the Medium post, on Monday I will open the Betsy drop. I will add an alternative token to pay, so people will be able to pay with R1.
Okay.
You will be able to buy a Betsy for 1,000 R1, and half of that will go back to mining also.
Oh, amazing. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Awesome. Yeah, let's maybe put that in there, because I know that's been a question that TC always has, because there is those Betsies that don't count, right? So these count, but hey, Monday there's going to be a thing in there, because that's amazing.
Yeah.
We expect the season to last around 45 days, but there's no cap on the duration. The season will continue until all the tokens are mined. That's smart. Miners are going to be priced at 800 R1 as designed. 80% of the income from the miners will go into the mining pool if all the miners are sold, and the other is getting sent to operations, basically, right? For pools or farms or whatever, that kind of thing.
Yeah. The other 20% goes to the team, to management, to operations, so that we can support these. And it might be that we use it for rewards, for pools or whatever. We will think about
for
how to use that.
buying tacos, rock and roll. I realize.
Will there be a link to mine? Yes, but it's not existing yet. So as soon as it exists, I will also add it to the same post.
So every miner is going to be able to mine once per hour with possible rewards of 2 R1, 1 R1, or 0 R1. Oh, it's only a 5% chance for this. That's cool. Like you got a 5% chance to like basically be fucked.
Yeah, the idea is that most of the time you should be getting something.
Still,
and
like there's that time where like, oh no. Yeah. And again, like you don't need the automator. You could literally come in and do this every hour if you wanted to.
Yes.
Obviously, you would have to hire someone to do it while you're sleeping, which is a thing, but still,
I come from a poor country, so I like people to outsource their job to a poor country, so they can hire 3 different guys, one in India, one in Guatemala, and one I don't know where, and they can be mining for you if you think that's cheaper than the automator.
If you really had like a team of 3 super DJs, they're like, we're gonna save on the automator, but hear me out. I like it. So a miner working at full capacity will get 1.4 R1 per hour, basically on average, right? Or 1,512 R1 during a 45-day season. Again, that's the average, or the low average minimum. How'd you calculate that?
That's the average. That's statistically speaking the average that you will be able to mine.
Got it. Okay.
But I did the math, and overall you will be you will end up winning. Maybe if you don't own the BAGZ right now, then
you might get ROI this season. You might not, but then
this season you might break even or something like that. But next season you should be able to make it up for that.
Awesome, right? Because all you got to do is like buy the miner for that season, equip it on your BAGZ, and you're good to go for next season. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so per hour average of 1.7 R1. If you don't have a BAGZ, now's the time to get one. Oh, you already said this on Monday. So you're gonna be able to do a starter pack for 2,000 R1. 50% of the collected R1 will be added to the mining pool. That's righteous. Of course, pushing a miner BAGZ to the limits requires an automator. Automators are NFTs that you must hold in your wallet and ensure that your miner BAGZ claim their rewards once per hour. One automator can handle up to 20 mining BAGZs, which is cool. I think I'm probably gonna I'm gonna end up having to buy more BAGZs. Son of a bitch. Automators
but you'll be able to buy them for R1. So
this is
cool.
The thing. What, you can buy the automators for R1 as well?
The automators only for wax.
For wax. Oh yeah, but you can buy the BAGZ. Sorry, I'm in drugs. You can buy the BAGZs for R1. Got it.
Yes.
So automators are going to be on sale July 22nd, which is what, 3 days from now. For mining season,
yes, it's on Monday.
200 automators for sale. The price of the automators will be $5 worth of wax. 100% of the income will be used to buy R1 back from the market and will be added to the mining pool. That is some sexy shit right there. Okay, so and then I wanted to. You do have the drops. I'll show those. Got some art.
Stop laughing, Corey. It wasn't me. It was Melania doing all the art.
Melania,
not me.
It's pure gold. Oh, it's so good. I most of my BAGZs are naked. And I feel bad about that, but they won't be for long. Oh shit, that's good. Oh man.
So that's the miner.
The 2 thumbs up. Oh shit, that's just, I don't care who you are. That's really funny. Okay, and then the automator waiting to load. This is starting to look fancy. Oh man, my internet is not great. This is like doing the old dial-up line-by-line freaking thing right now. Holy moly. I'll show you guys this. I wonder if this will probably show you guys. This get the slow reveal with me.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
that's slow. That's
Right?
freaking slow,
Look at
man.
this. This is giving me flashbacks to when I was 13 and downloading stuff off the internet. I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, but that has to be your internet connection for sure.
Oh,
Because
for
that's,
sure it is. It's choked up a couple times. We've been on the thing. Anyway, this is so good just because of your deep abiding love for AI right now. That's awesome. I like the R1 as sort of hacker working behind the scenes to get stuff done. I don't mind that at all. It's good stuff. Automator.
Automator.
It's good stuff. Funsies. Super funsies. All right.
Hey, LaunchBAGZ is in the house.
Season 1.
Season 1.
Oh, shit. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. All right. Yeah, so just to no rarity on the miners, but different chance of mining correct.
Yes.
If you own a Betsy, it can be used for all the other seasons as long as it hasn't been locked, right? Yes.
Yes, exactly.
There will be a link to mine. Yes, at some point, not yet. So $5 for the automator will do all of us forever. No, just this season. And you don't need to manually claim for this season. And again, I think that's really, really smart, right? Because you want to, it's creating buy pressure on the token. There's that way, different seasons. If by the end of this season, there's 1,000, people that are clamoring to get them. You don't want to have just 200 automators out there, probably, right? You want to be able to scale that up. Yeah, just for season 1. Colin, yeah, what kind of title is this? What did I miss? Nothing. We're just doing some thinking and some stuff. Probably worth going back to check out. Juan was like, hey, let's be dramatic. And also we having these conversations behind the scenes, we wanted to bring this out there and have this conversation with the whole community, because I feel like that's been one of our it's been one of my favorite things about this experience, right? Like that being able to do this, as a community instead of just, automatically sort of deciding everything. And I think even just talking through stuff, in public has been really good. So we did that. LaunchBAGZ has 2 naked Betsies. Yeehaw. Waiting for those accessories to remove her clothes. Yeah, you definitely don't want to remove her clothes. And seriously, I gotta my Betsy collection is basically a nudist colony, which is not good. It's terrible. I gotta dress her up with some cool stuff for sure. For sure. Anyways, questions answered. So yeah, all that stuff's coming out Monday, right? And then what you said the mining was going to start in a couple weeks or whatever.
Yeah, mining should start at the end of next week. I just need Jose to make some changes, because we need to make a tiny modification to the blends contract for these automators to work. But yeah, that's it, and it has to work also in a scalable way.
Yeah, for sure. So TC, I was telling Juan already, you should add a link to the Betsy link to the article, the drop link.
Yes.
And again, it says that in the article, but as you were saying, on Monday, you're going to switch it up so that it has the capacity to be purchased with R1 as well.
Yeah, maybe I should do that before I'll do that after the show. I will add the possibility to pay with R1, and I will add the link to the Medium post.
Oh, TC says the link is in there already. Okay, well, I don't know if that's true. The links are in there for the other ones, but either way, we'll get that squared away.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be a link. I don't remember, but I will check that after the show.
Yeah,
and make sure that it's there.
So article says 200 automators, but drop shows infinite supply.
Oh, good catch, man. We will make it 200 supply. I will check the drops after the show, and maybe that was a mistake. We just have to.
Yeah, that's a good catch. That does say infinite.
Very good catch. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, Dapper. Good call.
Yes.
Now I gotta find out how much R1 I own. I'm gonna have to go get more. Damn it. Yeah. So it's gonna be an interesting season. That I'm now perfectly intrigued with that whole pump fun style.
Yeah. That will be cool. That will definitely be cool doing the pump.fun style here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's something we should experiment with.
Agreed.
But I have to say that it's a completely different thing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a
And really,
completely
like, and
different
if
thing there. Yeah.
that's on the I mean, I would like if I were to experiment with that, I'd have it on the banner image on the LaunchBAGZ site. Like, obviously, going to launch everything through the LaunchBAGZ site or what have you, but just have, you want to have it in glaring, like, this is what's happening right now. Holy moly!
Yeah. That's basically it. Yeah.
Would it make sense to have a section where, there was a spot on the swap page where I could put information on it?
Yes, I think that's something we should add, like having a news section or something like that,
Right.
and the creator is able to.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
That way, like the second you got there, I could say, "Hey, like, there's a transaction tax on this. You should be aware of, or a fee, or whatever." And also, like, this is buy only right now. Like, if you buy this,
Yeah.
you can't unbuy this, until it hits the XYZ or whatever, right? Yeah, that'd be good. And then,
Yeah.
and again, then I think that could end up leading to all sorts of other things as well, right? Like if you want to have messages out to your community or like blah 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 blah.
Yeah. It can serve multiple purposes.
That could be fun. Cool.
Yes.
So yeah, we're adapting, we're evolving. This is fun. Red, will there be more automators released in the future? I think like season 2, right?
Yes, for season 2, we will have different automators. These automators, as I mentioned before, will still work as well as the miners, but they will be less efficient than the new generation.
Can you speak to that? How does that work? What's the plan for? So like if
The
these
plan
things
is
carry
very
forward,
simple.
okay.
It's very simple because you will still be able to use the same miners and same automators for season 2, but their efficiency will be half. Instead of claiming every hour, they will be able to claim every 2 hours.
So it's basically the halving event is every season.
Yeah. Yes, basically.
I see you.
Basically, it's something
So
like
you
that.
You don't have to change anything. Your results are going to have, in the same way that like if you bought a GPU to mine Bitcoin 10 years ago, 4 years later it'd be less effective, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I like it. And again, like you can buy more, and when you buy more, you're putting more into the rewards pool for season 2.
Yes.
That's
exactly the same.
That feels pretty good to me. I like that. Because I mean, you like having that kind of virtuous cycle. Like you've already set aside tons of rewards. So like the whole idea that there's going to be positive ROIs is baked in, right? Because we don't want to make that mistake that other people have made. And then you're adding on to it, right? Like the stuff that's going in there is just kind of getting into that thing, going into the pile again, which is really good. So mining will be a blend, if I understand. So Automator will interact with the blockchain or just airdrop the token and remove my BAGZ from the whitelist blend.
Well, it will. The Automator will interact with the blockchain. It will claim the blend, and that's the modification that we need to do in the contract, because the Automator will check that you have the NFT, and if you are in the list of people that has of addresses that have the Automator, we will add you to that round. And what will change is that this tool will be able to claim the blend on behalf of another address. So that's it's technically a little bit tricky, but that's what will happen. It will claim on your behalf and send you the tokens.
TC, so the play is actually buying BAGZ. I don't know how true that is. I mean, there's like BAGZ will be the one thing that remains unchanged as a value proposition throughout the entire process. So there's that, right? But there's I guess like if they sold out, that would or I guess when, right? If this becomes alarmingly successful and popular, then that could end up being the case.
Yeah, and also remember that that you will be able to upgrade your miners. So, for example, if you don't want to pay the full price for a new miner, you're already mining in this season, you will be able to upgrade your existing miners and equip your same BETSs with the new generation of miners. You will be able to have a combination of both generations and so on. So I think it's
that's
fine.
cool. Yeah, the whole idea that you're not like the whole idea that your previous miner can be sort of traded in, you get some value for that, towards your next one is really cool, right? Because like if you had GPUs, you could sell them, and like your next A6 miner or whatever would be a little bit less expensive or whatever, right?
And someone who's getting started will buy the less efficient ones, but will start getting some profitability and so on. So that's a little bit the idea.
Yeah, I mean TC, like your point's well taken. At the end of the day, you need a BETSy as the base infrastructure
yes,
to
be mining. Yes,
playing basically, right? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like hypothetically speaking, we have a Tapper game ecosystem that has 100,000 people in it. Like, did BETSy's sell out? I mean, maybe. That seems kind of inevitable to me. And this is the thing, like, we're building this attention thing up until we hit that. I don't care how long it takes. So like eventually that's going to happen. So I mean that, if you're in speculation mode, which is where TC lives, population TC, then and he's very good at it. Then yeah, I mean that, I think that there's an argument to be made for that.
Yeah, and if BETSys are gone, then we will have to come with something else. But of course, we will always consider the BETSy holders like some kind of priority or advantage, because they are the OGs here. Yeah,
there's a little under 10,000 of them or whatever, right? Like, I think there's a really good argument for never doing another base thing for R1 ever again. Because then what happens?
Might be. Then the price of BETSys should go up.
The price for R1 goes up, right? Like that's like there's a virtuous cycle that happens once scarcity is baked in, right? If you want an Alien Worlds piece of land, you go buy one, right? And like the sort of keep maintaining that value proposition. Because again, you're dynamic with the miners. There's like, I'm sure like a bunch of different weirdo things you could do with that down the road if you wanted to start adapting. Again, the R1 DAO, the community is going to have a huge say about what happens from season to season, which is really cool. I think all that could get very interesting for sure. Shit.
Yep. We'll see how it goes in the end. Also remember that I have to create the one DAO, and the rules might slightly change based on the community proposals and so on. So we'll see. We'll see how all of this evolves.
Yeah. Amen. For a token that, and this is one of the things that I love the most about you. Okay, we have to drop a token. We're going to do it live. Let's do R1 because like what else are we going to do? Blah, blah, blah. Just an example. Doesn't mean anything. Oh, by the way, it's going to be a very, very cool thing that goes on for years. Shit. Creative people are going to creative. I mean, that's just, it's the way this particular universe is designed. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, I think I might try and push to where I need 2 automators if I have enough to get 1 or 2. Just to see what happens. Like I have almost enough to fill 1, which is good, but like I need more. Anyway, it'll be fun.
Yes, for sure.
It'll be fun. Yeah, I can't tell you guys how terrified I was like when he was like talking about every hour, because like I love Crypto Alpha, I love Mana, I love everything they're doing. I get in there, usually once a day, but you could do like 3 times a day, 4 times a day, whatever it is. I rarely get.
You can do like
it's every 6 hours,
5,
right?
Yeah.
Well, now it's with the Tapper thing. You can kind of go in whenever and get whatever's accrued, but the maximum I think is every 6 hours. It was anyway. It might be different now. But I suck at it like that, like the getting some way that somebody can, I really want to be part of that ecosystem and I want to work up to the point where I don't have to think about it every 6 hours. I need it because I suck otherwise. Yeah. Even at that, and this is what I was telling Matt this too. Like if I could come in there and do like a social retweet type mission every day, as part of my sort of check-in, I would do it instantaneously. if it meant that I, got a couple times clicking that I didn't have to click, just because it's not even like it's not like there isn't time for that. I don't have the capacity to hold that many attention things in my brain, which is just a me problem. It's too many variables, not enough Corey brain. Anyway,
Not true, but
I mean, it's in a lot of ways it's true. Now, granted, it's because I'm piling in too many variables. You know what makes me feel better though, Juan? You want to see what makes me feel better?
no,
I'm a hot dog. I'm a hot dog.
It does though.
Man.
Oh shit, that's funny. Anyway.
Hot dog.
Yep.
I'm a hot dog. What is that?
Catchy as fuck, isn't it? I mean, that's the scary thing about it. We're all gonna be singing on my hot dog later on and thinking about Juan as a dancing hot dog. Shout out to Pier 2. This one never gets old. It's a little gif. So fun. Yeah, TC, you are a gold-plated badass. There's no way around it.
Oh, I would have I should have known who was behind I'm a hot dog.
Of course. I personally, like, we were in shout out again, Bitcoin Blues Brothers posted that the Wiener song that I had apparently going on very loudly in here in the Wiener channel. I think like the AI music sort of thing that could be applied to these tokens is very underused, very undervalued as an experience. Megan was already kind of planning on doing some stuff with that. I hope she does it soon. Just because it just you're producing content that 6 months ago couldn't really be done. And it's sort of alarmingly good for what it is. Like it just it's crazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
Am I easily amused? We've already shown that I am.
We already know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
nailed it. Another week.
It's been a long week. Yes.
It has been a long week.
Has been a long week.
Yep.
Yeah, but many good things happened. So
Dude.
I'm happy for that.
Yeah, even just the progress that the Tapper thing has achieved already is really, really exciting.
And I think that you haven't seen that. I can show you. Will this be shown here live if I show it?
Yes. I mean, if you send it to me in Telegram, no.
No,
if you put your phone in camera,
no, that's too dangerous.
It is.
This is not the image that will be there, but
you know what? Put it in front of your body.
Oh, put it in. Yes.
There you go.
So look at that.
It's not that, but that was like the pre demo.
Yeah, it's not that. That's only a proof of concept, but it's already on its way.
It's there. Yeah, just imagine that LaunchBAGZ themed.
Yes.
And again, instead of one future maybe airdrop in the future, we're gonna have tons of partner tokens, tons of things, like constant things to be working towards every week. It's you can tap it. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I think it's gonna have some ongoing heft.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but no, it's not Betsy. But it's Betsy there because because we needed some graphics for the proof of concept. But the real Tapper has a fully LaunchBAGZ branded design.
Yeah. TC, don't try and get ahead of this. You don't actually know anything yet, except that we know how to make a Tapper. That's it.
And no, you don't need a Betsy to play that.
I mean, the whole idea, and Juan, please expand on this if I'm getting this wrong, but I don't think I am. Like the one of our guiding principles for this app is that it is not blockchain related until the very last second, right? We want you to be able to send this to your grandma and have her have a really, really fun experience and be accruing tokens and be accruing NFTs all in the background. This is going to come a little bit later in the thing, but like being able to work towards things and engaged in our entire process. And she still doesn't have a crypto wallet. The last thing that she'll ever need to do is get a crypto wallet. Is she like made an ungodly amount of money on fucking TC's wrecked coin, which honestly, I'm fucking, why is that not a thing yet? So So yeah, I mean that's like there's very very big plans, and I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really really good. And again, all LaunchBAGZ themed. You're not gonna need a Betsy unless you want to be in on the R1 mining, uh, which is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, but there are too many things. But now that that PC mentioned that, maybe we have a second tapper for Betsy. I don't know.
Jesus
You
Christ!
never
Oh my
know.
God. But if you own a Betsy, it's like having an automatic clicker. I mean, if you own an automator, it's like having an automatic clicker. Yeah, I mean the shit. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean I think as far as of the ways that we have to go out right now and accrue an outsized amount of attention, that's our bet. And I think considering the success of Wuffy and others, I think it's a pretty safe bet. Yeah, Betsy's gonna be a busy lady for sure.
Yeah,
it's like
Betsy is busy for sure,
Indeed. Yeah, no, I'm stoked though. I mean, I'm not. Nope. It's gonna be good. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
And I think that that we should be able to release the application just after when I come back from vacation. Yes, Juan is going to take vacation again.
Good.
As soon as I come back, I think that we'll be ready to release this application.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm gonna be ready for that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be ready for that. And again, all the projects that launch on LaunchBAGZ, even if it's the really simple ones, they're the airdrops that are going to be able to go out with whatever tokens the platform gets. We get to 100,000 people playing that game or interacting with that. We're looking at it as the way to introduce all of those people to the platform and to everybody that we're working with, right? So you own some Wiener, there's going to be Wiener activities, in the app. You own some AI God, there's going to be some, AI God stuff going in there. So that, I mean, and again, not that you have to use it in there, but like we're trying to get 1,000x the amount of attention on all of the projects that we're launching with, right? And again, these projects have to do the work on their own, and they have to grow, and they have to, learn how to be awesome, all that fucking shit. All the projects have to figure out how to do that for themselves. But we're going to be, putting them in a situation where the ecosystem itself is going to have way more eyeballs on it. Which is sort of, we feel the highest value that we can sort of produce, while also making a platform that's really fucking cool. You should go take a look at it. It's already great. But yeah, so that's sort of where our heads are at. And honestly, like I gain more confidence by the hour that's going to be really positive.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be good. And obviously, you'll get 16 trillion karma points per referral. I made that up. That's not real. But
yeah, referrals, it's a central part of the application, of course.
Has to be. I mean, you don't get 100,000 users without that being the sort of one of the central valued things. It's just part of it, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and in the end part exactly of building LaunchBAGZ and building this application is getting more people to LaunchBAGZ and gaining more attention. That's and
this is one of the variables we discussed this morning, and I think we're sort of deciding it a lot of this stuff live on air. We're going to make in the UX, you're going to be able to see all this stuff once we get it more properly defined. But if you're going with the simple one that's at 2.5%, again, like 1% is coming to LaunchBAGZ specifically for us to get it out to the community. The Tap app is going to be one of the ways that we do that, right? And if it's 7%, you automatically, very obviously, get a much higher priority in the Tapper app because we own some and it's important to us.
And that's a special activity for your token 100%. And so on. So that's still in the works, but that's the idea.
We've got things planned. So like, there's going to be, we want everybody who drops a token and is active on LaunchBAGZ. We're going to be benefiting. We're going to be adding, some kind, whether it's just a little airdrop with some of the tokens as a bare minimum or whatever. But yeah, again, you do the 7% route. There really is. There's like all kinds of special activities that are very, very specific that are going to be on the app and that are going to be ongoing, right? There's going to be things where, TC launches a Rect app with us or a Rect token with us. Down the road, there's going to be like Wiener Rect things that are going on at the same time and in conjunction. Maybe even battling in some weird little way.
Yeah,
I
you're
know.
saying too much now. You're saying too much.
That's hypothetical. That's pure hypothetical. I don't know. I've seen nothing. This is the kind of stuff that we're thinking about, right? And again, we want, even if you just launch a joke token and fire and forget, like whatever, there's going to be tokens there, no matter what, that are going to be going back out to the community. And that Tapper app is one of the best ways. It's like, if we're making that Tapper app like a really valuable, entertaining way I give Rob Flaska for credit for this. The surprise and delight thing is so clutch, right? Your grandma's playing this app and like suddenly she has some freaking, rec token and sees like a goofy gif at fucking TC or something. I don't know. But like, that just kind of is a thing that happened because she kind of lucked out on one of her little taps or whatever, right? And that total for those tokens that she has, that's just going to be in the app. She still doesn't have a crypto wallet. But like all those little presents are going to show up. The values are going to show up. Like all like the sort of the experience of having that stuff is going to be there. And the only time she's going to need to get a crypto wallet is when Rec goes through the fucking moon and she has to sell it.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that, right? Obviously work in progress. But that's sort of
Corey is getting like
I'm going too far down the road.
3 steps ahead, but Corey is here like 15 steps ahead. But it's okay because that's the vision. Yeah, that's where we want to get.
That's 100%. Yeah, and really, that's the I think that's the best way to put it. That's the vision. I mean, and really like guiding principles. We want this to have the most possible value. Ongoing as we possibly can. You get a referral, that's great. You've been tapping for a few days, that's great. You have a reason to come back the next week and the next day and the next week and the next month, and there's like a target that's a longer target, right? Like there's going to be short-term, medium-term, and long-term things that make you potentially excited to be coming back and tapping this thing and to be sending it out, and then to be surprised and delighted in some way, so that you're like, oh man, this is fucking amazing. Why didn't I get my freaking cousin fucking Chet in this thing? Anyway, if you have a cousin Chet, just start there. That's, who knows? That might be like a gold. Who knows? You might get a quadrillion referrals. You don't know. Anyway, cool beans.
Cool.
All right. Juan, thank you, and to the rest of you guys, thank you for making today fun. Juan knows this. I was like, a little out of sorts this morning. It's been a super long week, and I got to work till midnight tonight. And I was like, and now I'm fucking excited and happy, and that is all of your guys' fault. So, yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Again, like that, the community that we built so far really does make this super fun. Right, and we're a startup with no money, and so we're doing this but like pure grind out of pure speculation, but you guys make it fun, so that makes it 100 times easier for sure.
Yes.
And when we make it work, all you motherfuckers will have been there first, and it'll probably do pretty well.
Yes.
So we'll keep at it.
Okay,
that's the way to go. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Pay attention to the
weekend.
What's that? Yeah.
Have a nice weekend.
And Juan's probably going to do some updates in the Telegram, the LaunchBAGZ Telegram for the article when that's stuff is around or what have you. Okay, cool. And be nice to each other, and cheers.
And buy some more real one.
Indeed.
Okay.
Ciao.
Ciao.